Hi, this is Brendan Palmer and Simon Bere, and we've just been having a discussion here today, and we thought we might as well record it, put it out there, and see if anyone agrees with us. We want to discuss the Zimbabwean economy. It's a very touchy subject, but it's something that needs to be spoken about. If you're a Zimbabwean, please watch this, please share this, watch it to the end. We've got some interesting things to discuss, and we're going to get right into it. Simon, let's talk about what we've been discussing.
Yes, what we are going to discuss here is we're going to look at about five points that we're going to focus on. First of all, what is our situation in terms of our Zimbabwean economy? Two, what is the invisible structure of the problems we see today? Because most of the problems that we normally see, they've got underlying invisible structures that if we don't take them out into the open, it becomes very difficult to come to a solution. And then we're also looking at what is the perceived solution, and then what we think can also add to coming up with a solution to our economy. So basically, let me go to the situation in terms of the economy. I think everyone agrees that our economy is in a bad state, and this is official. If you look at all the industries, like even industry bodies like the CZI, report after report, they are very open and they say the economy is in a bad state, and to the point that sometimes they actually say it's in a comatose. Comatose means it's almost semi-dead or something like that, but that's the reality. I think it's also important for us to be able to accept realities as they are, because that's the only way in which we can start moving forward. So the economy is in bad shape. People are struggling, companies are closing, some companies are even struggling to pay their employees. The cash flow challenge we're facing, these are all some of the things that are summarizing our situation at the moment. But next thing is, what is the structure of the problem? The invisible structure of the problem is, first of all, we see that there is systems. The systems approach to the economy is sort of disintegrated. I think given the challenges we faced, people are struggling just to make sure that they have enough for themselves for survival. So it has tended to become a default way of handling the economy, that every individual, every organization is just focusing on its own and making sure that it gets what it needs to survive, to go by. But the whole idea of looking at the whole economy as a system now is out of shape. So there's a systems disintegration, which is a problem, because an economy is supposed to be a real system where there's a flow of goods and systems in a coordinated, in a systematic way. So unless that way is solved, it can end up into a problem. Then the second one, there's a tendency of lack of self-belief, which is, I see, is actually increasing. The loss of self-belief in ourselves as Zimbabweans, to be at the center of coming up with our solutions. We are beginning more and more to focus on outside and believing that the majority of the solutions are going to come from outside, because we have lost that self-belief in ourselves. And this also tends to make the situation worse and even more difficult to solve, because the moment we lose self-belief, it means we lack that capacity to be in the center of solving our problems. And then the other thing that is happening also, I think the focus on what is going to help us. We tend to focus more on things that are not people. For example, we believe that minerals are going to help us solve the economy. Our minerals, yes, they are going to contribute, but if we believe that the industry sectors are going to solve our problems, we are missing a very critical component that will bring results. First of all, it's about the people. So we are ignoring the power of the people. That is us as individuals, as teams, who are going to come up with a solution. There's no solution to a Zimbabwean economy that is going to come outside the direct, coordinated involvement of the people. So we are looking at the potential that we have. We are actually underutilizing our potential that we have as people, because we are not focusing on people. So we have experts, we've got people, we've got some ideas who can contribute to new solutions. But all those people, they are not seen in the light. So the moment that happens, that's why you find that most of people are ending up running away, going to other countries, because they feel that their potential is not being tapped within the country. So it's tapping into all the potential that we have in the people. That is the key for any economic revolution that is going to happen. So we have to revisit that. Then we're also looking at the entrepreneurial side of things. The leadership, in terms of entrepreneurial leadership, is not very strong. So, because once the entrepreneurial leadership is not there, or it's not very strong, There's no way in which this economy is going to come out. The economy is driven by entrepreneurial spirit and the entrepreneurs. So the entrepreneurs now, they need more support so that they'll be able to start or grow their businesses. So we need to focus on that as well. So the leadership in terms of entrepreneurial is critical. Then the adaptive mentality is what we are looking at. What we are doing now is to try to adapt to the environment, economic environment. We are not thinking about how can we create the kind of environment that we want. So at this stage, we believe that one of the ways in which you can look at our economy is not to try to adapt to the current economic environment, is to looking at ourselves as people who must recreate the economy. So it's like being in the center of the action and say, at this stage, how can we recreate the economy? Because the economy is the way it is, it cannot just change on its own. We need to recreate it. So we must look at the economic recreation focus. And then the last one, we are looking at the status quo way of looking at things. Status quo, it's about trying to do things in exactly the same way we've done it before. While we expect that it's important to have experience, but the experience must be balanced with the innovation. Innovation is like we are looking at new ways of doing things, new ways of looking at things, new people, a good mix of experience plus innovation is very critical for the economy. So that we disrupt the status quo, because the status quo way of doing things is going to create the same results that we are producing that we don't want. And then the last one, we are looking at the culture, that we need to build a culture that will make us focus on the same economy, so that we've got the same goals. And also we are channeling all our resources, especially our mental resources, our academics, our thinking, our innovation, and our energies, so that they are focused towards recreating the economy rather than trying only to adapt to the environment in which we are now.
Yeah. That's brilliant, Simon. Thanks. So I think, just this is what we were discussing, and we thought we should share it because I think it's very relevant, and I hope that the right people hear this, and anyone that does hear it understands that if we take a few small steps, a few basic steps, and we begin with the people, we begin with the way that we think, we begin with bringing everyone together, we begin with looking within rather than looking without, to find a solution to our problems, because our problems are not as big as they are perceived to be. The solutions already exist. Like we've been talking, or we hear in the press all the time about how the minerals are going to save the economy. The minerals have been here forever. We've never needed them before. We don't need them now either, although they will contribute to the overall results. So I think it's very important that we just understand that we get together as a nation, we start speaking together as one nation. We start coming together and putting forward all of our ideas, because the problems have been created by us, so the solutions will be created by us as well, by looking at different problems by different people within our country.
Exactly.
This is how we come out of the situation. This is how we create the economy that we all want. This is how we create a booming economy. I think the main thing that we want to take from this video is that let's talk, like the video, share the video, and let's communicate through this video, from this video, to work out a way to come together to talk and to actually come up with a real plan that will help all the other plans, because there's lots of plans to reignite the economy. Let's put all of them together and create one that works for all.
Yes, I think that's one thing that we understand the policies are there, but I think we need to move from the point of having a vision and the policies alone to actually coming up with strategies that we can actually execute. Because what I say is at an economic level, most of the time we've got a lot of policies, but we are not focusing on strategy and coming up with the real strategies that we can now say, maybe in this sector, this is our strategy, and this is how we're going to do it. Because strategy is about how you are going to organize resources and how you are going to execute a plan. So the idea of making sure that our policies are backed by robust strategies is very critical. And so strategy is a critical area also to focus on in terms as we recreate our economy.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed that, and please like it, comment on it, and share your views.
Thank you.
Thank you.